Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' Bass TV. Today we're in the bait shop with another new mold from Epic Bait Molds. In the video, we're going to show you the details of the mold up close. We'll make a few baits with them, then we'll take them out and put them to the test. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. Let's go. All right, guys, today we got another new mold from our friends at Epic Bait Molds, a company that specializes in one-of-a-kind bait mold designs, but also does a great job with a lot of the classics. And today we're taking a look at one of the most commonly used soft plastic baits in the world of bass fishing, which is the 5-inch stick bait. And as always, like everything we've ordered from Epic in the past, it arrived quickly, was very well packaged, it was clean and ready to shoot right out of the box. The mold is made from 6061 CNC machined aluminum. It's an 8-cavity mold measuring roughly 6 by 6¼ inches by 1¼ inch thick, making it not much larger than a standard 4-cavity worm mold. But with this, you have the convenience of being able to shoot an entire pack of worms in one shot without having to reheat your plastic. Today we're going to make one of my favorite stick bait colors, kind of a variation on popular baby bass, starting with a little bit of green pumpkin. We'll add to that a few drops of dead-on kiwis to build what I like to call a dirty green pumpkin base. Then we'll add some .035 black flake, as well as some .015 small black flake for added texture, and give that a nice stir until we got it where we want it, which is essentially just a nice transparent green to play against the pearl side. For that, we're just gonna do about 1/4 teaspoon of Lureworks white pearl pigment. Make sure that you mix that in well so that you don't have any clumping in your plastic. And then just like we did on the green side, we're gonna add some small and medium black flake for texture. Then we're gonna go ahead and just give that a quick stir and we are good to go. For best results, I like to shoot my laminates around 330 to 340 degrees, and keep in mind that that plastic is going to cool a bit over time in the injector. So make sure you always preheat your blending block as well as your mold. Now, in the past, I've struggled to get consistent laminates and molds larger than 4 or 5 cavities, usually because of the length of the runner. But with the 8-cavity Epic Bait Mold stick bait, I've now not only got the ability to shoot a whole pack of worms at once without having to reheat my plastic, but as you can see from the straight line top to bottom in the runner here, it's going to shoot consistent for you every time, which, whether you're an experienced bait maker or just starting out, is going to make your life a lot easier. Now, it's a nice wide gate, they break off nice and clean, they look amazing. Not only that, I did not have any denting whatsoever or a single air pocket. To test them out, we're going to be rigging them a number of different ways today, starting with one of my favorites, the Wacky Rig, right through the center of the worm, no O-ring, just like that. And the reason why this is one of my go-tos from summer to early fall is it's a great way to catch offshore suspended bass or shallow fry garters. It's weightless, meaning it's gonna fall slower through the water column and ultimately spend more time in the strike zone. And with just a subtle twitch, you get a killer action underwater that's known to draw some massive strikes. And just like that, on the very first cast of the morning, we got our first bass on the Epic Bait Molds 5-inch classic stick bait. That's why the Wacky Rig is so tough to beat in the summer to early fall. Great for suspended bass, great for shallow fry garters like this guy here that came up, pretty much hit it right on the drop. It's one of the reasons why I love throwing a Wacky Rig, and it's why the stick bait has been one of the top thrown baits in the last 40 years of bass fishing. Another one of my favorite ways to rig a stick bait is on a shaky head, regardless of the time of year, whether it's winter and I've got lethargic cold water bass that aren't giving chase to moving baits. This is how I can slow things down. I can bottom crawl with it. I can fish it similar to the way that you would a standard jig that time of season, or like we are today. We're still mid-spawn here in Colorado. We've got bedding bass hanging out right off the bank here in less than 2 feet of water. This is a great bed fishing tool because I can throw it on a shaky head, which will increase its chance of landing up on end with the floating worm that we're using. And as you can see, did not take very long at all to catch our second fish of the day on the new Epic Bait Molds 5-inch classic stick bait. On this one here, I'm actually skipping that shaky head underneath this tree line across the opening in the mouth of this channel where a lot of bass will sun in the summertime, but it's a tricky spot to access. Usually I'd skip a jig or a swim bait as this is not the most ideal bait for the application, but when those baits weren't getting bit, dragging this worm across the top of that grass was exactly what we needed, as this one came up so quickly and absolutely hammered it and we did not even have to set the hook. And that's one of the many reasons why stick bait has been one of the tried and true, most commonly thrown soft plastic baits in the world of bass fishing. So for all my fellow bait makers out there, head to epicbaitmolds.com today to check out one of 8 different variations on this great classic bait mold, as well as all the other awesome stuff that they make over there. And if you're not a bait maker, you just want to get your hands on some great custom stick baits, click the link in the video description down below. That'll take you to the Kickin' Bass Custom Baits Instagram page, where you can leave me a message. We'll get you taken care of. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button for me down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that notification bell to stay up to date with our new videos and giveaways. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys, so don't hesitate to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Until next time, I'm D with Kickin' Bass TV.
Subscribe.